Yeah, and then of course, the big cancellation, the Tokyo 2020 Olympics have been canceled, postponed until next year. I mean, I don't think the Olympics have like not been held since I think World War II. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's right. It's been a long time, and this is very odd. We're gonna miss the Olympics for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of funny because I saw that they were still going to market it as Tokyo 2020. I think they should just market 2021 as 2020, like the whole year. I mean,
oh yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Just forget 2020. Hashtag cancel 2020. Okay, guys, because this has been a terrible year so far. I mean,
you know what, 2020, you're canceled.
Thank you for making it official, Brendan. I appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, speaking of 2021, are we even going to be able to go back to, college next year? Brendan and I are both going to college, and it's up in the air still, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't get this thing under control, we could be looking at no school again next year, and that would, online exams, how terrible would that be?
Yeah, I mean, I'm stunned. I mean, I'm really trying to follow the stay-at-home order because it's not going to look good if we open it back up too soon. I saw in Florida, they're like considering opening the beaches back up again, and that's going to start happening. I mean, what do you think about that?
Really, I don't think they should try and open anything up too soon, especially in Florida, because with all those old people down there, all those boomers, they're going to be screwed if they get it.
It's true. I mean, you got to think of the other people. It's insane. I mean, it's really insane how high school just ended for us like that, you know? I mean, I was going to relish the last few months. It was the first week of March. There was still a little while to go. I was like, we're in the end game in terms of high school. We're in the, home stretch here. But I had no idea it was going to end just like that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it happened so suddenly. One Friday we were there, and then we weren't. We just got kicked out. It was so weird.
Yeah, I mean, when they first announced it, they first announced 6 weeks of staying at home, 6 weeks of no school, and I thought maybe there was a chance we would return. And then I was so sad when they finally announced complete shutdown for the rest of the year. It was devastating.
Obviously they had to, but it still sucks.
I understand the risks. I understand the anger of other people. I guess towards these decisions. Some people are angry. Some people think it's premature. I understand it. I see there's good reason, but it's never going to be good. It's a sucky situation that we just all have to deal with. In that way, it's bringing people together. I mean, it's bringing people together because we're all facing this together. We're all in different situations, but it's still kind of a shared feeling. Throughout this whole nation.
Yeah, and it really makes you wonder, like, what's going to happen next. The school districts haven't really been very on top of things with, figuring out what to do next. And obviously, they're still trying to figure out as we go. But it's certainly going to be interesting to see where things go from here.
It's true. I mean, everything's kind of been in a state of limbo, I've never really felt this uncertain, Not always, but there's always been, a group of adults like teachers, my parents, elected officials, those sort of people who I can just, kind of trust. There's got to be an element of trust. And now it feels so uncertain. It's weird seeing these people, even in positions of power, that are just uncertain. And it makes me feel worried. But yeah, it's crazy time.
Yeah, and all these incredible people out there, they're risking exposure to the disease, and I really think it's incredible what they're doing for our whole nation. Thank you.
All right, so I think now it seems appropriate to just give a big shout out, a big thank you to all the medical workers, the first responders, the store clerks, the cooks doing takeout orders, everyone that's considered an essential worker and is working full time right now. I just like to give a big thank you because it's inspiring what you guys are doing. You guys are being so brave for what you're doing. Some of these are just thankless jobs, but you're doing the work and you're helping our country get back on its feet.
Yeah, honestly, you guys are incredible. I mean, you're out there on the front lines risking exposure to corona, and honestly, we really can't thank you enough. I mean, what you're doing is incredible.
It's true. I mean, you're the backbone of not only our economy but just our livelihood as a country right now. I mean, you guys are putting your lives on the line. It's really inspiring. So I just like to thank everyone that's out there right now working and helping to defeat this together. It's inspiring to watch. So thank you. So speaking of medical officials, yeah, there's a lot of medical officials that are achieving status now. We've seen it at President Trump's press conferences, his briefings. In particular, Dr. Anthony Fauci. He's kind of the face of a lot of the information we're getting out of the White House.
He's really uniting all of us because there's a lot of false information that's coming out, and he's really able to put everything together and keep everything kind of under control.
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
really
he can
nice.
really he's really been he's steadied the ship of information. He's dissuaded the public from checking out a lot of fake news. He's very cautious, he's careful, and he knows what he's talking about, and it's very nice to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And the same goes for a lot of the head officials at the WHO and the CDC. They're really doing a great job of keeping everything calm and keeping everyone informed.
It's true. I mean, it's kind of it's a big thing. It's one of the biggest concerns in information or lack thereof to the average American citizen.
Absolutely.
Because different outlets are saying different things. Let's be honest. I mean, it's interesting to see how information gets through to the public.
And it's really great. I think we need a lot more of that honesty nowadays in politics, especially in a time of crisis like this.
It's true. I mean, it's time for complete 100% just transparency all across the board. I mean, that's the only way this is going to work. If we get the information out to the people about what's really going on, if we maybe are a little bit cautious and kind of don't open things back up too soon. I mean, I'm worried that we might see a second wave of this if we open the floodgates too quickly. All right, well, we have to take a little break again, but we're here with Brendan. Don't go anywhere.
Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Yeah, so speaking of politics, let's talk about the political state of the country. Since we last broadcast the Democratic primaries, I think there were like 6 or 7 candidates left when we were last broadcasting, and now there's one. It looks like Joe Biden has kind of a stunning comeback. I mean, it all started in South Carolina. He won that one, and now the DNC, a lot of Democrats in the Senate and the House have supported him, so Bernie Sanders withdrew last week. He called it quits in his campaign, and it looks like Joe Biden's the front runner. I mean, he's the only guy left.
Yeah, and it's really been an interesting road for Joe. He started out as a huge favorite, and then he said some things and he fell behind a little bit, and then he rallied to take the lead again, and now he's the candidate. So it's really interesting.
Yeah,
and it's also interesting to see all those people who opposed him, like Warren and Sanders, coming back to support him and give him their endorsement.
Yeah, I mean, it's inspiring in a way. I mean, they're rallying behind him. They're doing it for the good of the party. They're really. I mean, it's not a time to be selfish. If the Democrats want to get together and if they want to defeat Donald Trump, they're gonna have to do it as a body and as a party. And I'm glad that Bernie and Elizabeth Warren endorsed Biden. It was the right thing to do.
Absolutely, and that endorsement from Obama will be really big as well. I mean, former president, well respected, just a very powerful figure overall.
Yeah, I mean, he has so much political power, so much clout. He made the right move there.
And then on the other side of things, it looks like we've just got Donald Trump.
Yeah, I mean, Bill Weld's he's clinging on to that one delegate, I think. I mean, that's something, right?
He's got his 0.5%. I'm sure he's happy,
Yeah, but I mean, Trump's obviously been, he's the incumbent. He's been completely, basically unopposed in the primaries, and so now it's Trump versus Biden in the general. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, it's Joe Biden. I mean, he was a senator from Delaware for quite a long time. I mean, obviously vice president under Barack Obama. I mean, he's got that to run on. But a lot of people were worried about, obviously, his mental state. That's been the biggest kind of question hanging in the air around Biden. What do you think about that, Brendan?
Yeah, his public speaking skills are really lackluster. I mean, I think he's going to need to step up his game quite a bit to compete in a lot of those debates.
Yeah, I mean, the general election debates are going to be tricky for Biden because, I mean, there's been a lot of gaffes along the campaign trail. People have seen them, people have followed them. And it's just going to be interesting because I think he's one of the oldest guys that's ever run. I think he's 78. I want to say 78 years old, and that's pretty old. Good for him for keeping it together so far, but it's I mean, he's got to be on his game in the general.
I think it's going to be really interesting to see how things pan out with future debates along the campaign trail. I mean, how are they going to get crowds and supporters there if there's social distancing still in effect?
It's true. I mean, whenever they hold rallies, they get crowds. There's sound bites. People cheer. The media picks it up. I mean, it's a complete power play every time they have a rally. And it's a really good way of galvanizing support. But now, in this unprecedented age of social distancing, staying at home, and everything's virtual. That's a good point, because I don't know how it's going to play out. It's going to be a thing to watch. It's going to be unprecedented.
Yeah, and you don't really realize it, but those crowds at debates and at rallies, they really bring a lot out of the candidate that you might not see otherwise.
It's true. I mean, we're going to see a lot of restrained speeches by Biden, and I wouldn't say Trump's ever restrained, but it's going to be, they're not going to have the crowds to spur them on at all. It's going to be a big time for social media, in the campaign, because they're going to really have to do all they can through Facebook, through obviously Trump's favorite platform, Twitter, through stuff like that. And I think we're really going to see a lot of kind of attempts to, sway people and attempts to get votes through social media and things like that, because there's not really any other way to do it.
I'm going to be really sad this year if we don't get to see the return of Mr. Bone to the debates.
Oh yeah, Ken Bone. Come on. I mean, there's not even going to be a Ken Bone this year. That's where I start crying. I mean, I'm going to break down, Brendan. I'm going to break down right now.
I mean, his absence will be truly missed.
It's true. But yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. The government response to this has been kind of divided. I mean, have you seen any of those press briefings that Trump has done?
Yeah, I've seen a few of them, and it really seems like a lot of the things he's been saying have been going against what other people have been saying, but I don't know.
He's clashed with Fauci. Let's be honest. I mean, Fauci's really,
he's clashed with basically everyone, especially Andrew Cuomo.
It's true. Yeah, and we've seen like new heroes come up, like Governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo. He's been in the spotlight during this. He's really been a voice of leadership. He's really been a person to look to get the information, and and they've clashed, and it's been kind of ugly. But those press briefings, man, it's crazy. A lot of viewership, a lot of people were watching it. According to Trump, it's Monday Night Football type numbers.
I really enjoy watching those briefings now, mostly for the doctors that stand behind Trump and make faces while he's talking.
Yeah, it's I mean
pretty funny.
If someone could, become depressed in real time, that would be it.
Look, everyone, I know times have been tough and there's been a lot of political turmoil, but we just need to stick together to get through this.
It's true. I mean, we're all in this together. We're all facing the same enemy. Our country seems divided, but really our country's been brought together by this. And it's been inspiring to see online, people working together, people on the front lines, of course, medical workers, and everyone that's an essential worker right now and is facing this. It's really inspiring to see us come together as a nation and put aside, red states, blue states, and put aside all this political partisanship, that sometimes goes on, and really, help neighbors, help friends. It's been inspiring to see.
Exactly. I think everyone, all those in politics and all of the essential workers have been changed by this, as well as us. Possibly for the better. We're all working together now, and we're united against the same cause.
It's true. I mean, nothing's going to be the same when we come back. It's going to be a new normal, but we will come back. It seems tough now, but we're going to get through this. We really are, and we're going to come out stronger because of it, I think.
Yeah. If everyone just bands together and keeps the fight going, I think we can get out of this a lot sooner than expected.
Yeah, just, stay at home, wash your hands, make do with Zoom for now, I guess.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I know we haven't been here in a while, but we're planning on putting out more frequent episodes.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be putting out new episodes, talking about this, talking about other stuff, talking about everything, But, so it was really nice, Brendan, to have you on, even though it's just me talking in a room. Yeah, it's different, but it's nice. It's nice to be able to talk to you during this time. I guess with that, that brings us to the end of another episode of 15 Minutes of Shame, everyone. Thank you for joining us, even during this difficult time. And we'll see you in the next episode. I'm Tristan.
And I'm Brendan.
See you next time.